I'm going to go first. All of you or one of you can answer this. Oh no. Okay. Who was the wildest child of your family? Vance. Oh, Sandra. Oh, Sandra. Why? Why?
Well, we don't tell tales.
You don't tell tales?
She had a lot of boyfriends.
All right, what is your favorite memory of your mom? Going to church?
I remember one time Mom and Dad went to baccalaureate service out here at the end of Keystone Street. Burgess was supposed to be watching us, and I snuck over.
It was me and you, Nancy. I was barefoot.
And I was barefooted too. And we went into church building.
And Burgess probably beat us when we got here.
And Burgess beat all of us.
Going for walks with her, and she would always have to sit like on something high, like a rock or something, a big stone or something, so we could get hold of her hand and help her up.
Yeah. She had trouble with her legs too, so maybe that's why we always trouble with her.
I remember one time it was a big storm. And up behind the house was a big rock.
What?
A big storm. And a big storm. And there was a big rock. And she stood behind it and was reading the Bible when we was sitting out here. But because of the big storm, we were all worried.
That's why we're such good kids today.
What about you, Karen?
Me? I don't remember too much.
Yeah.
Well, then 5 years old.
You were 5, yeah.
I remember Clarence used to run away down to Frank Bear's to play with the kids down there. And if Daddy would be coming up the road, and Daddy's name was Put, they called him Put. He'd go past the Bears and Clarence would say, "Hi, Put."
My mom was in a rocking chair. When
Yeah,
the big
I
rock
can remember.
And he jacked her up. And
Yeah.
said, "Hey, Daddy, I have jacked her."
You don't? I do, yeah.
And I remember we used, Aunt Bill and Uncle John used to live way up in the mountain. We used to walk up there. And one day, Bertus was supposed to be watching us, and Mom and Daddy was up there helping them butcher. And Bertus was supposed to be watching me. We had chickens in the barn out there. And I went out to feed the chickens, and I crawled out the chicken hole, went up, I ran clear up the Bill's and Uncle John.
I have a question here. I think I know the answer to this, at least one. Did you have any childhood pets?
Oh,
Yeah, little doggy,
dogs
Deanie.
and cats.
Yeah, Deanie was a little dog. You remember? He was, I made bread one time for him. And it was hard as a rock. And I put that on the ash pile. And that dog went up through the field and barked. Daddy said, "The dog went up through the field and barked when he dropped over." I said, "What happened?" He said he ate some of that bread out there.
Did you have one called Chef or something?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
He was a big one.
He was a big shepherd.
Yeah.
They had him when they lived down with Grandma and Grandpa. And he used to travel up to our house, and then he'd be up there in the daytime, then he'd go back down to Grandma and Grandpa's in the night.
We had little, he was kind of a handy, hand. We just called him Pup. We had him when
We had cats. Too many cats.
Yeah, we had cats. When I went to the library, when I went to the,
I ain't gonna tell them. What's that?
Under that big rock in the back of the house, that above the old heaven go back there, that big rock.
Then you throw him underneath the
Daddy didn't like it that I had that.
Okay, here's
Next question.
Next question.
who was your favorite relative growing up?
I think Aunt Jenny was mine.
Yeah, Jenny was the closest.
Who was that?
Almeda's mom.
Almeda's mom, Ruth's mom, and I used to go down and babysit for I remember Ruth mostly, and I used to go down and babysit while Jenny went to class meeting up there to Little Children. And then she used to buy new second-hand dresses off of my siblings for babysitting.
Me and her and Ruth would walk to, on Wednesday nights to church. There was a church. Yeah, then.
Yeah, I think Jenny was good.
Carol was too young.
Yeah. Derek has a question for you.
What was your first job?
What?
First job.
What job?
For 75 cents a week, I would go back to George Reagan's and clean the stables and feed his accounts. He only had 2 accounts. Yeah.
But I worked front west. He's supposed to be have lots of money. I worked 6 days a week, like $10. And then his wife died, and I had the abortion and everything all done. The doctor got me comes in down, he scrubbed the floors and my hands and knees. At the end of that, I got I did the whole house.
That's the way I worked for Uncle Ezra too. When I first, that was my first job. I got $10 a week. And I had a torch where I had a decent to watch anyway.
Yeah, the hair used to cut my hair for me.
And Aunt Annie, she was a little,
Mom, what was yours? Carol.
I did some cleaning for Mary Bear. I don't know how old I was. It was in my first job. Yeah, no, we weren't.
First job was open Sylvester Needle.
What was it, Clarence?
Sylvester Needle on the workroom floor.
Do you remember how much you got paid?
What do you live?
$5 a week at the time.
Hey, I have a question. How long did it take you to get to school when you were young?
What?
How long did it take you to get to school?
Walk both ways.
If we missed the bus, we had to go back up the lane and walk out the lane.
Yeah, I did that several times.
Yeah.
We got that late, we get there recess.
Twice as far, so we get there about lunchtime.
Yeah.
How long was that?
Quite a ways. We down to the bottom of the school bus, and we missed the school bus, we had to go back up the road, up and further and walk another lane, walk out to the school.
Wait, snow up above our knees. Wait, snow up above our knees.
Yeah.
and today, Chris,
Down to every
oh my God, I missed it.
And went out and played snow.
Still here, dear. Hey, everybody.
Miss ya.
Hi, Judy, how are you?
Miss ya. Wish you were here.
Hi, Judy.
To tell the truth.
Hi.
Huh?
Okay, another question.
Karen. Take that back.
I'll call you.
What was the common meal you had in your home?
Spaghetti.
They do.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, Daddy would go up here at Bruce's because
Always number 8. Always number 8.
always buy breakfast spaghetti.
Did you have sauce?
You buy
You put sauce on it or butter?
number 8. Get down.
Buttered noodle sauce.
He mixed something number 8.
Number 8, PJ, number 8.
Karen, do you have? Karen has a question.
Recess.
Spelling. Spelling. Yeah, I like science. I had Mr. Davico for science. Yeah, I was in Mr. Davico's class. She was a year ahead of me in science. And we had a test. And I had wrote on the bottom, I had got an A. And he had see me after class. And so I went up to see him. He said, "Are you a sister to Sandra?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "She never did work for me."
I had Mr. Dochinez, he would have been for history, right? And he wrote on my paper, "Why aren't you going after a maple queen? You'd make a nice queen."
Why did you go?
Sandra had phys ed on Wednesdays. She missed every Wednesday.
You wouldn't know what happens every month. I don't work. I went to ninth grade. I did ninth grade, 2 months of 10th grade, and I moved down with Burton. And it really tried to take me to the back. Delaware Union, and had to go to the 8th grade. Calvin wrote a letter. 2 weeks later,
Yeah, that was another thing. The home ec teacher had me out in the hall. Every home ec lesson. "Where's your sister?" In Delaware. Said, "You know she's not allowed to." Daddy could have got her for harassing me. And now I gotta tell you this too. Len graduated. He's the oldest one in the family. And nobody graduated till me and Carol.
Oh, really?
Isn't that nice?
I didn't know that. Clarence, what was your favorite subject? History. History?
I like history too, but I got kicked out for carrying out like that. He sent me to the office.
Not you.
He said, "You go to the office." And I went out and sat in the hall, and then the next day I went back in, and that's what he said.
Kim.
What was your first car and how did you get it?
I didn't have a car, so I got there. And I took my driver's test, so I was taking the pay. That's the first car. We walked over.
I got one from Wayne when he went to the army. Carol and Clarence were driving. We all went to, we didn't have a car in Wayne, but we all went to driver's education and his driver's education. There we was in driver's education, didn't have a car.
My first one was a 52 Ford that I got from Dorothy Head. And when I worked at the factory.
59 Ford Galaxy 500. And I got held and worked at the chicken plant in Delaware.
What color?
Black.
Black. Kathy has a question.
What is an important lesson you have learned in your life? While you think about it, I will say, Clarence taught me how to play 52 pickup. Me too. He didn't like when you beat him and hang him.
Not in my life.
I had one.
Well, whenever I had my kids, all about 4 of my kids, but then when I accepted Jesus as my Savior, that was the most important.
Next.
And I always wanted to give it to everybody, because I never had it. And I remember one time, everybody come down and needed something. I went to my attic, I was here. My husband said, I'm going to do something like my bed's going to be. But I always wanted to do that, because I don't know, this day, if somebody needs something,
I think we're all like that because we never had and we give things. I know when we were growing up, I had kids, Margie had kids. Clara, we traded, when your clothes got too little, we give it to each one. And then we'd see pictures of their kids with our kids' clothes.
You can imagine what they look like, so I got
You got some good ones off of Clara.
No, I mean from your hand down.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the rest of that.
The men's legs, I got the rest.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were drunk.
Get back to the question. I always
Oh, listen up a little bit.
told my kids,
Thank you.
what?
Speak up.
Go ahead. Make sure you show your love. Show everybody your love.
I think we all did that too.
The kids today now, they sort of kids, what we taught them. They still, what did we do?
Yeah.
You grown up? Did you remember?
You can throw a shoe really.
Yeah, Barbara, she was on the, I was on the phone, it was every time she knew. One day I put the shoe up. But then Sally said, you ever throw one back? Sally said,
Yeah, they told stay straight back at her mom. I was on the phone and I said, yes,
That didn't go well.
I'll call you back.
That didn't go well.
Yous would all be in jail for raising kids today.
Every time Carol called in, she lived over in that other house, she'd be on the phone, she'd say that, Philip! He would get the eggs out of the refrigerator roll because he's stuck. Yeah, I remember that.
And every time I would go to the barn, Karen would get on the phone and call Nancy or Clara or somebody. Karen would.
Yeah.
Ready for
And I
another
still
one?
remember DJ rolling in eggs. You didn't have any corn?
Yeah, you didn't have any.
Okay, I got one. Who's your favorite nephew? I'm just kidding. What was school like for you growing up, and where did you go?
we went Sand Springs, up in the mountain, everybody knows.
One room school.
Sand Springs.
Not me, one room school.
Miss Miller lived down by the bridge at One Bottom. She walked from there to that school.
There was one room? One room?
Built it back and everything. She was
I was in first grade, Sandra and Ruth was in second grade. And there was a big furnace that sat in the aisle, and we would write notes and throw it on the floor. Then I'd write a note and throw it on the floor, and they'd pick it up and read it, or they'd send back. So she said one day, no more notes, nobody out of their seat. So I threw the note. She made me win the poker. Remember that? she put me in the poker and caught and knocked the door. Then at dinner time, she wouldn't let me out, and I wouldn't come out. Nance had to put my coat on and take me home that night.
And I didn't go to one room school, but I would take their lunches down to them different times.
I went to Sand Spring School. I went there for 5 years. I was the only one in my grade. We went out to S.J. Meyersdale, and I was supposed to be in 6th grade. They put me in Mr. Walker's room, and I couldn't do it because she didn't teach me the right stuff. I went back, I had $3 for another year.
Not out there.
And whenever,
Marine. I had Marine school.
yeah,
I did
and whenever we went up to Sand Street, and Wayne, he went to, I guess, S.J. And when he had a day off, we never had a day off. Marie never gave us a day off. And whenever Wayne had a day off, he'd always come to school with Aunt Marie. That was his aunt. And we'd walk down in the snow and we'd be crying, or, oh, we were so cold and everything. And she said, well, Wayne Eugene walked clear up from Plum Bottom. He's not crying.
I didn't go to one room school. I started at St. Miller.
Yeah, she started high up.
No, they closed the school down.
After the Greig girls went through, I closed it. Clarence, where did you go?
I went to S.J. Miller.
Jay?
Right after we started the school, I got the wise idea of going down to the coal house and cutting my hair. Well, when I come back up, I had to stand up in front of the class and show everybody my haircut, which wasn't like a barber does.
Clarence is a football star in Meyersdale too.
Yeah, I remember that. Going to the games.
Oh, yeah.
Clarence getting fights with other people.
That was a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like a turkey foot.
And she
I remember
hollered,
that. That was a turkey foot, too.
and she hollered, kill him, kill him. Yeah, she hollered, kill him, kill him. This woman in front of him, she was pregnant. She was pregnant with Sue at the time. Yeah. Because this woman, did she smack you? Yeah, she turned around and hit her. And I said, oh, you're in trouble. I said, she is pregnant.
We were up where that time. Clarence was playing football, and Charlie Banks, he's a colored guy, and he was on the football team. And this woman, that's why he slapped him. She hopped, she said, "Paula, get that little nigger, get that little nigger." Well, that's where they called her. And she said, get that little nigger. And I said, wouldn't you like to have a little nigger on your team? We used to fight. We thought we had a bunch of it.
Okay, I have your next question. What was your biggest childhood fear?
What?
What was your biggest childhood fear?
Water, water.
Why, Mom, why?
What?
Why was it your fear?
Fire. I think when we had ponds that we dammed up like the creeks that went, and I don't know if somebody pushed me under or what, but I am scared to death.
That's
Yes.
what I mean, I don't like water.
I'll be in as long as nobody tries to dump me. Because when they do that, then they go down with me.
Yeah. What happened?
I do have a question, but I have a good memory I want to tell. Uncle Clarence, we said he played football. Uncle Wayne would take me to the ball games, and one day he came to pick me up and I had this jacket on. He said, "You're not wearing that jacket." I said, "Yes, I am." We went and he left me wear his leather jacket. Right here in this playground. This is where we watch some class. So, yeah, that made me think of that. How did you meet your spouse?
In school.
In school?
On the hayride.
Hayride.
I went to school with Mary Lou, and I went home with her. That's how I met Jimmy.
I met Dale when he was at a bar and raised his sister. She said, "I told you I have a handsome brother I want you to meet." That's how I met him.
First or second? I'm gonna pick the second one because that's the best one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're right there, Frank.
That's what Junie always said, the second time around's the best.
I don't know, I'm kind of partial on the first.
Well, it all depends who you get the first time. If you're lucky and get a good one the first time, you don't have to change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should have messed this one first.
You had to change a lot. There's your thing again. There's your calling.
Okay, I have a
She knew we were
question.
talking about her. She got to call. We're talking about her.
Karen has
I have a
one.
question. Did your mom and dad have a garden?
Yeah.
Our dad did. I don't know about her mom.
We lived on tomatoes all
You
summer.
gonna eat some for now?
We lived.
He was to plant
Like Tommy
cabbage,
there.
cabbage in a big tub, put it up on the fence post. He sold them. He sold
Yeah, he sold
What are you
cabbage
talking
there.
about?
We had everything.
Okay, I'll call you. I'm done. I'll have a little bit.
It wasn't
I
no,
think
I'll
our
be done in a
garden's
little
about as
bit.
big as
Love
this.
you.
it wasn't no fun weeding it.
Bye-bye.
Here's one. Who was most likely to do the dishes in the home you grew up in?
Larry. We did.
Oh, them girls made Clarence do all them dishes all the time. I said,
Yeah.
you know why? Them girls worked all day and they come home about supper and Clarence done the dishes. I don't see a thing wrong with that. Clarence?
No?
We all did. We did, yeah.
He was the only football star with dishpan hands. He was the only football star with dishpan hands.
Yeah?
And noodles.
And I still have them. The best dish I ever had was macaroni, elbow macaroni, ketchup. And I made that whenever Dad and I was home together. That was the main dish. Dad'd say, "What were we having for lunch?" Guess what? Macaroni.
How about peanut butter and sweet pickle sandwiches?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and how about with Clarence's milk? We had canned milk.
I did too.
Mixed canned milk. It's always on the table, everybody's hard. Clarence would pick up the canned milk.
canned milk and she would drink.
Now you can't have it, it's words all the time.
After I got married, I went out to see Daddy every Saturday because my husband had, that's right there we were, renting our yard. And Daddy would have sardines and pickled eggs every Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
I said, "You want to eat sardines with us?" So he made the sardines and pickled eggs.
Pickled pixie.
Yeah, pixie.
Phil, do you have a question? Didn't you get one?
What's the story about the train trust? Walking across the train trust? Everybody's mom.
Yeah.
She was afraid.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
What did I do? I didn't do nothing.
Her George Craft was taking me across the train where you could look down in between. They thought they'd get me out there and pee myself. George Craft peed herself.
And How about the time that you and Dorothy and Clyde snuck in the fair?
Yeah.
And Carol got on the merry-go-round. Claire and Dorothy said, "Look at that girl, she must have snuck in her shoes all night."
That was Claire.
I said, look how muddy her shoes are, she must have snuck.
And I got Tim, the reason I was on the merry-go-round, I got Tim on the merry-go-round.
It took you long too,
I
huh?
guess.
Hey, what's your favorite color, Nance?
Pink, I like pink.
Purple, red,
Red or gray?
yeah, red, like yours.
Carol, what's your purple?
Red and gray.
Just like mom.
Should be red and black clouds.
Well, yeah. I had two cars, black.
What happened to yours? Jeffy has it.
Mine.
She asked you, yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
You could go back to any age, what would it be and why?
88.
Claire's is 1985, but that's what we were son-in-law.
I'll go with that.
That was a good one, Joe.
Oh,
I'll go with that.
Would you reverse it?
Mine was back in the 50s when my kids were little. I grew up with them. I did everything they did. Snowmobiling,
60s
giving
mother.
out.
How come you're walking with the cane and they ain't?
They didn't keep me going long enough. We had some good times though. That's my memories in the 50s.
I'd say in the 50s too. There were good times, good music, everything.
Well, Sandy was born in the 60s, so I have to bring that into it.
What?
Sandy was born in the 60s.
Yeah, Sandy Dale was born in the 60s too.
I don't want to go back. I'm enjoying my kids, my grandkids, and my great grandkids too much.
I don't want to go back either the way the world is today.
The way the world is today. Yeah. They want to go back.
63,
I don't think
you're a
it
graduate.
was good times,
63.
good memories.
63.
We thought it was bad back then. We was really thought it was bad, but we learned a lot of hard lessons. If it was today, if we was growing up today like we did back then, we'd be on drugs and everything. We just
Yeah, we tried everything. We used to go to the store.
Environment. Used to might, but we didn't.
We used to go to the store and cigarettes were about 20 cents a pack. We'd get a pack of cigarettes, we'd put them out, everybody'd be around, we'd smoke a cigarette, then we'd hide them under a rock, and then the next time we'd go up, who was with you?
No, cigarettes cost about 25 cents a pack. And the Bear Boys, and me and Sandra, we'd pour money, which we never had it. And we'd each have a smoke, and then we would hide it, and then we was gonna meet again. Well, the Bear Boys started stealing our cigarettes.
Oh, I didn't know where it was.
I remember
We could smoke it.
we did that. Me and you did that. And we hid under a rock. And then some way, when Jim Wetzel had the sawmill up there, one of his men come out. I was going down the road that day, and he said, "Where are you going, Grandma? Are you going for smoke?"
How about when you went to see Elvis?
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear that. What year was that? How old were you?
That was 57.
You're a sport.
Huh? Yeah, 57, and Dorothy Krause's brother lived in, and sister lived in Cleveland. And her sister bought us tickets, and we went out with her brother. He took us out, and we stayed with her, and then he took us to see Elvis.
And he
Who
looked like
went?
a
You?
pussy on the stage.
Who went? You and who?
Me and Dorothy.
You and Dorothy?
Yeah, they didn't take me along.
No.
You're too busy smoking here. Do that on me, Jay. One time.
Tim, take another. Pass one to Phil too. Another pass one.
I gotta go. Give me a copy of the bill. How old were you when your mom died or passed away? Where were you?
What was that again?
How old were you?
I was 8 years old.
How old were you when your mom passed away? And do you remember what you was doing?
I was 14, and we went to school that day, and we missed the bus, and we walked back up the road, and we got back up to the house. Daddy said Mom passed away.
I was 8 years old, and they sent me down because Blaine didn't come home. He stopped down at Walt Bears, the guy that lived down below us, and they sent me down to get him. And Blaine was down there, and I went up behind him. They wanted to know what I wanted, and I went up behind Blaine and said, "Mom died." And Blaine jumped up off the chair and he went, "Holy hell!" And him and Walt Bear got my hands. There was snow on the ground, and I don't think my feet touched the ground from his place up to ours.
I was 11. I remember we went to school, but we waited snow. We were out west of the farm for a while. Remember that? No. Then we went up and we got there. But I don't know to this day if we basically how did the hearse? They didn't have ambulance. They had a hearse back away. How did that hearse ever get to our house? I don't know. Nothing was out on the road. It was in our house. No, not when you got. When we got back to school, when we got back home from school that morning, Daddy was.
Yeah, we did what she set up at our house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was in the parlor here. After she died.
I can remember being in
What was the month? When did she die? When did she pass away?
What?
When? What month?
Fortune second.
Their second.
1350. Alright,
Bill?
Did your family have a radio?
Yeah, battery part.
Well, Dad bought the radio whenever he worked on the railroad. We thought we had it on the dollars. Because it was battery.
Used to listen to the Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night.
oh yeah.
I remember Clarence used to run the battery down in Clara's car and listen to the ball game. You better turn that off! Remember you go out in the car and turn the radio on the ball game?
Carol used to come down and take my kids up in the mountains.
Yeah, every time we ran out of work, we come in.
Yeah.
Who would want kids if you didn't have kids?
Clara baby you.
But we,
What? Oh, she did?
Yeah, he was good.
She's done that all my life. I remember watching Clarence sitting in there in the chair chewing his fingernails.
I still do.
Do you?
Old habits never die.
That one time they left me there, and as soon as she went out the door, he was down on the floor and was kicking, and I said, "Tim, we don't do that here."
Then he come out
He
and
said, "Okay, Aunt Clara, you gotta."
Then he come out and get to the porch crying. She said, "Oh, I'll take him along." She took him for his first haircut too.
Yes, I did.
I remember Clarence staying at our house in Addison. This is way back because you were dating Margie Lighty. And you were to get up and go to church, and I kept coming upstairs and telling you to get up, and you ignored me. And Tim said, "Just take a glass of water and pour it." Don't me. Clarence come out of the bed after me, and it's Tim. Hey, we gotta go because we got somewhere else to go.
Yeah, this was
He had a
It was probably in Nancy's basement. With Nancy.
I don't know where we used to go to parties where you had to spin the bottle. And I can't
Yeah.
Mom, stop chewing your nails.
We going across the bridge. He would bring somebody to bring him to see me, and we were going across the bridge, going down to Nancy's. I was probably staying down at Nancy's for some reason that night, and going across the bridge. We had our first kiss.
Yeah, why is it everybody at Nancy's house?
Yeah.
I had a house where they could get out from the bottom and they didn't have to walk through it without.
Nancy and Clara, when they got older and the ones all come back from they stayed with Clara or Nancy or me or somebody, they didn't want to pay for motel rooms. They all acted like they had lots of money. But they didn't. Now what Tim did, yeah.
Who was your best friend growing up?
Growing up.
Bonnie Hay. She lives right down below. Bonnie Bear.
Phyllis Chrissy.
Yeah, Phyllis.
I went to Baltimore with her. She had a sister down there.
Ruby started meeting Nancy down to see her not too long ago, and then she passed away.
I think Shirley Jones and Ruby. Phyllis Hauser, she was a good friend of mine, but we used to beat her up when we were
What about you, Clark?
Wayne Krause.
Wayne Krause.
Wayne's mother used to bring him his recess out. Clarence, she called him Clarence. Hey, Clarence, he's going to go home with us. But come out for dinner, there was Clarence and Wayne in the car. Then she picked him up that night, then they go home.
Oh, yeah. He'll really love Clarence.
Wayne Krause didn't play football.
No. And within first grade, why Wayne's mother would come out and pick him up, take him home for lunch, and I got going home, go home with lunch for him. So one day, he stopped and said, "Oh, by the way," she said, he told the teacher, Clarence took the Amish hat and was flying it around. So that day I didn't get to go home with lunch.
We had almost we fought with him continuously. And Frank Witt was our 8th grade teacher, and his wife and my mother was good friends. He said, "Boy, you girls, I don't know what to do with you. If my wife wasn't your mother's best friend, I don't know what I could do." He didn't think he could do anything. But me and Clara about got taken away by
Did you?
what was that thing? Bill
Yeah, the constable.
Yeah, the constable come to school one Monday. Mountain and Clara and Billy Cox was out, and he said, "I hear you had a 22 rifle after the Bear Boys yesterday." We said, "No, that's Billy did it. You was right beside him, wasn't you?" "Yeah, well, then you're in on it." He said, "You know what I could do right now? I could take all 3 of us right in town with you." Boy, did you ever hear some screaming and bawling? We went down, we didn't get no more guns out.
That's Witt. Mr. Witt was my teacher in school, my 8th grade teacher. And his wife Margaret, and my mom's name was Margaret too. They graduated together. They were the best of friends. So I used to torment him all the time. He had bald head. And I'd go in the schoolroom and he was sitting there eating his lunch or something. I'd go by him and I'd go tap him on the head. He said, "Now, Nancy."
No wonder Pat Greig died.
One time me and Bonnie Hay got to fighting, and we got to fighting, and they called, I don't know what all was going on, but they called the constable that time, and I said, I had Frank Witt for a teacher, and then I said to him, he said about, that they can take me away, and I said, well, if you take me away, you better take her away too. And he slapped me across the face. I know, she would not fight back. I anything to hurt you.
Okay, here's the question. What did you do for fun in the wintertime as a kid or a teenager?
Sled ride.
Oh, was you with that night that Alan caught me coming down the hill?
Yeah, I was with you. You was, yeah.
We go clear to the top of the mountain and go down to the Penn store.
Really?
Yeah, we go through, never see a car or nothing.
The car going up, we hook onto the car, pulling stuff or back up over the mountain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We go up there in Mills and we could sled ride almost the whole way down. But,
Claire and them spent, run over a cattle one time,
Good.
over the Claire.
that's what it says,
They
yeah.
run over a cattle.
Yeah. A little bit about that, but I remember the car hooks we used.
They had that Jim and Al, they lived beside us.
Yeah, well,
Their mother was
that's
in
possible.
bed, we'd go in and peck on our windows and they'd run out. Me and Claire was there one night, Claire was out, further down on the road, so she ran ahead of me, clear down the road, and I was back there.
And Alan was
Alan
standing
was
there
down
like
there waiting.
this.
He pissed himself, he pissed himself.
I remember Jim and Alan.
Oh, yeah. I remember that too.
Okay, growing up.
That old house. You remember everything.
Most of the time we sat at the table because if we did, there wouldn't be nothing left.
And yet, what was on your plate?
Yeah, whatever was made, you ate it, or else you didn't eat it. Yeah. And no snacks afterwards either.
It's so easy, but it's not.
Yeah. Since I was early in there, just getting out.
We had a bunch of Amish going to school, and they stayed up on the upper end, they kept on doing a big fort one day, and they was fighting with us, and they come down there fighting, Frank Wood said, oh, you shouldn't fight with the Amish. We said, well, if they fight, we're gonna fight. So we back out, they go up that night, and after their thing rolled down, they come next
Who
day.
went through that night? I wasn't.
We used to go, we used to go roller skating here a lot. When we were growing up. Where were we? Yeah.
Hey, you'll go.
What did you wear?
Whatever you
We weren't allowed, we had to wear a dress or a skirt over our jeans.
To school, you weren't allowed to wear pants back then. Any slacks?
This was how many slept in the bed.
Well,
Up or down.
Yeah.
I can remember in high school, Clara was the one, she would go to the office and they would have the announcements wrote down on paper and she would take them around to the teachers. And so she had jeans on this one day and this one teacher, which one was it? Said to her, if you're gonna wear jeans, don't come to my room, don't bring me any more announcements. She said, okay, I'll slip them under the door. I forget what his name was.
Was that Danica?
It wasn't there.
Mom,
No.
was it Danica?
No, he was younger, he was still queer. Yes, no.
Is that it?
Here's a good one. Tell us a memory you have of your dad. Haven't talked about
Oh, you don't want to hear all that.
just one. Just tell us one favorite.
Oh, I remember he made the best spaghetti you could ever eat.
That's right. I'll agree to that.
I was really close to him too. He was got licensed in Florida, we used to go to cover and pick him up if we could find him.
I know if I didn't tell him I needed money for something for school, he didn't have it. But when the school bus would stop that night, he was right there waiting for me. was a good one.
He had his faults of drinking, but we always said when he got
And like you said, it ain't no wonder he
when he got so raised, he was gonna quit drinking. And sure enough, he did. He went to church, he accepted God as his Savior, and he went to heaven. I talked to the two men that was in his hospital room the night before he died. You know, Roger, Jordy on Paul. When he told me, I can tell you right now that he went to heaven. He said, we talked to him and he's in heaven.
He deserved it after what a raising us.
He deserves something for you.
Clarence, could you still find that place where we used to pack a lunch with Pap and whoever else was with us?
With that spring.
Clean the
The
spring
spring,
out.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
I don't
How long did
know.
it take us to get there? Forever?
Yeah.
Meyersdale the other day.
These had gone to where the
If Daddy didn't go with us, we couldn't find it. He knew right where it was.
I know, we had to pack a lunch and we'd go all day.
Rough or sober, he can find it.
Yep.
But it was where the water line came from that spring down the house, so it was kind of bent down in from the water line.
Yeah, that water line, yeah.
We had
Oh
to
my
put
God,
water
it
in
was
the house.
way, we
Yeah,
find
there
a place.
quite a ways.
Yeah, it was.
And then he would always get the crabs out of the
No, we were going to
spring,
spring,
and they were
bring
going
them
on.
back. We got along.
We would be on the spring, waiting for the spring.
And the dogs would go with us up there and crawl in the groundhog hole while we cleaned the spring. A dog went in.
We were growing up, the
kill
reservoir
anything.
was up, we come down the road and then it was up, there's a coal mines up there too, the reservoir was up there. It was still there, but they don't use it anymore. And right between the reservoir was a cement thing about this wide the whole way across. We used to run across there and none of us could swim.
How did you do that? You're
And I don't know, I was scared of water.
Yeah, me and Claire would go up there whenever Jim Wetzel cut those pine trees down that was up there. You don't remember it, Tim, but there was big pine trees there. And then there was like a pond right in front of this one pine tree. And me and Claire would go up to the reservoir to get frog eggs and to put in that pond. She would bend down and get the frog eggs and I'd hold her legs.
Yes.
And there, when Blaine
but I was
was home,
always.
And we'd take them up and put them in that pond to see them hatch out.
Yeah, me and Clara done it, because she always had to be the one digging them out. We had
Yeah.
to her legs.
and whenever Blaine was home yet, we had ice skates, and we'd go up to Bill's and Adam's up there. He was about as old as Clarence. Clarence Blaine. And they had the big reservoir up there. We used to get out and ice skate that reservoir. It was
He went to sleep in the.
Didn't Pop make root beer? That back room back there always smelled like root beer. I can remember that.
Yeah, we made a root
I can
beer.
remember that.
Yeah.
Kathy and I couldn't have been too old, but I can remember a lot of stuff. You had a cedar chest at the bottom of your bed. Remember that? I can remember that, which room Tom Spencer right in. I don't know how I remember that because I
Got
was
that
little.
big barrel that behind the stove in the kitchen to mix the stuff, yeah.
I can remember that.
Carol used to like to have me eat Aaron because she had to heat the Aaron on the cook stove. What? You used to like to let me Aaron with the Aaron. She heated it right on the cook stove and then you'd switch it.
It was cold.
The wind first over to 6 the next morning.
And then we take our time and look out at the place so we can look out. It was cool. We had one stovepipe in the middle room there, and the stovepipe would go up to our bedroom, and we'd stand by there.
The witch out of that building was
It
just the
warm.
last one.
And then the cook stove, you could lay behind it.
Bill,
They'll say,
Yeah, just a little, I can't remember what it was for.
My question is, has to do with grandparents and one memory besides the spaghetti, Pap would slice potatoes on the cook stove.
Oh, yeah.
I still remember that. It was so good. Yeah.
I still do that. We have a cook stove. We have a cook
Next time you
stove.
peel
It
potatoes,
don't
yeah. Yeah, that was.
yeah, but it don't work for the
Do that
electric.
all, put salt on it, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a cook stove.
My question said, did you know your grandparents and what were they like?
No, we do grandma. I can remember grandma, Mark's mother, in bed, a cow had taken her. And we would get down every once in a while. I can remember her being down bed other than that.
I remember Grandpa, I can remember Grandpa slightly, because he used to boil sugar water, and then he'd make taffy and stuff in that little old sugar cake down there.
I wasn't very old.
But I can remember Grandpa a little bit.
I remember Grandpa, the only thing about him was I remember him coming down the steps, he was a big tall man. He sit down to something, hey, you better shut your mouth. You didn't talk at all.
But I remember Grandma, she after, well, she was in bed all the time.
You remember it all.
What were their names? Do you know their names?
Clara.
Clara? And what was the?
She was a wife.
What was Grandpa's?
Henry. Yes, some of them.
Karen has a question. As a kid or teen, what did you do for fun in the summer?
Roller skate.
Uncle Ezra took the oats and cow up, we played hide and seek, we would knock all this stuff over, and come up the next morning, and had to put it all back up again. Oh yeah, we jumped rope.
That's scary, isn't it?
We walked to the store, a couple miles, and get groceries.
It's like they do on TV now, burn places down.
All the cherry trees, plum trees.
Yeah,
I would take us to ladies' stores.
Oh, yeah, we had a ladies' honeysuckle.
The old people don't believe in there's such a thing as honeysuckle.
We have two more questions, okay? Do you have anything in your possession from the house you grew up in?
I do. I have a little glass cup. Daddy used to take us to Baltimore in a train. It had little speckles of what was flower seeds. Me and Clara will go, and I have it. And I had a note in when I got it. I give it to Jenny. So Jenny has it now. It's just a little glass cup with a little.
Oh, Judy left and said chocolate.
I have a pig. It's supposed to be a pig cake. Carol gave it to Clara, and I told Clara that was supposed to be mine because it was Aunt Nancy's.
and Clara gave it back.
And Clara gave it to me. Hey, Clara gave it to me. And Carol said, well, you gave that away, so you're not getting any more.
Well, I have a cow, I have a black and white cow that you put cream milk in, and when you hold it by its tail, the cream comes out its mouth.
Yeah.
And I have
I still have that cake that
They
you
always
do.
I have a little picture too. That was in the back room.
Clarence, did you get anything?
Was the last one. As it went down the line, it was up to me, nothing.
Double or nothing.
You left me there.
Okay.
Here's your last question.
The last one.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I said,
Okay, okay. Do you remember any smells from your childhood, like in your house? Smells.
Anyway.
Smells.
Clarence,
Yeah,
it's time to
Tim said
empty the
root
pot. That was his job. Empty the pot. Yep.
Kerosene, oh, it was bad. Kerosene lights, kerosene on fire, kerosene, Kathy had to drink some kerosene.
Yeah, I had to
Kathy-
drink some
Kathy
kerosene.
drank some kerosene one night. Scared me half to death, and we didn't know what to do because we couldn't get her to the doctor. So Sandra, Jim Wetzel, and them had their sawmill up there. She drove the prop truck down to Frank Bears, and then Frank Bear took her to the
I
hospital.
never drove
And they
a truck
took
in
her
my
stuff.
life. I just got in, I said, we're going, and if we don't find the car, we're going down East End Street.
Going downhill.
I don't know what we would have took with us that
So
day.
we took Kathy to the hospital and hugged her stomach, and all that night she was running up and down the hall with her behind sticking out.
Lilac bushes or lilac.
She doesn't. Lilac.
I think Sandra was babysitting, wasn't she? Sandra was babysitting.
Yeah.
This is your mother's fault.
It's your fault.
Here's your mom, Kathy.
What did you say? Did you smell?
Lilacs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lilac.
because we have big lilac bushes above the house. Yeah, remember on the tree house? Remember, it's like a step there.
Mom, what was yours?
The lilacs and
We had a big pussy willow bush.
Big Pussy Willows. Here we go. How many for the Pussy Willows?
And every time we didn't do what Bert said, she'd make us go pick a stick and then she'd beat us with that.
Oh, no.
And who else followed the footsteps?
So yes, the pussy willow declined and you just switch.
Sal has a story too.
What you call the swishy stick?
But ours were, ours
did that
well. It wasn't put together.
If we would tell Bert that today, she would say we were lying.
Cynthia, yeah.
I think we ought to give these girls, whoever did this, especially this, but the whole thing, that's a great idea.
He never beat us.
He never beat us, no. The only time he ever did beat us.
Clara used to beat on Clarence. I remember that.
Did I?
Yeah, you and Clarence did it.
Me and you got him.
Did they, Clarence?
She used to break the orange crush bottle over my head.
Oh, no.
I was getting the best of her, so she had to put the end to it, so she broke the orange crush bottle over my head.
Oh, my gosh, Mom.
Once I was out, she felt good at it.
Clarence used to run away and run up the field. I think he was going down the Sipples, down the Mike's, and stuff. Now, you never get back here, you're really gonna get it.
Mom, was in a glass bottle. Was in a glass bottle. A glass bottle. You had to hit pretty hard to break a glass bottle.
We didn't have no telephone or anything, so Nancy would call, and then the bears would holler up and say, "You're supposed to call Nancy," or else I would holler for them to tell them to call Nancy to tell her something.
And Bill would call him on Sundays and tell us he was coming for dinner.
Yeah, we had
Bears
to
would
get
call
him
him,
dinner.
"Hey, Carol,
And then if we was going to the store and we forgot something,
What did you say?
that was before she way down the road.
He'd call
Bring a
Bears.
can of milk,
He'd
don't
call
forget
Bears
the
and
milk.
tell him he was coming for Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
And we like that, we stayed at home and made it. Yes, it came.
We didn't have no telephone, so she'd go down to her friend Bonnie and get out and study or whatever. When she got done, she'd holler out and I'd answer, call her back, and I'd run down the road, walk her up the road. And no phones. That's how we communicated and back and forth.
Like dueling bandits.
That's where you got your yell from.
They should have bandits.
Jim and Alan, they lived down the west, they drank all the time. But we'd stop in there and they'd have a bowl of crackers sitting on their table, they were stale. And they'd give it to us, we'd eat it, we thought they were good.
You know, did you ever hear the story about
How were they related?
Dorms.
Yeah, they were cousins.
Who did they belong to?
Their dad, Uncle
their dad?
Wesley,
Yeah.
and
Uncle
their
Wesley.
grandparents, they were all brothers.
Grandpa Sipple. And you ever hear the story of my cup running over? Jim and Alan taught us that. Because they always had their saucer under their coffee cup.
They
They didn't
cut
drink it
their
out of the
over.
saucer.
You'd go in their house and they would have their table was always set. When they got done eating, they'd wash their dish turned upside down and have their coffee table set for the next meal.
Jim used to sit on the porch letting steps like this. We woke up now and said, Cosby called out on Kaiserville from Bunker Hill, you never worked, you never, oh, out would come the broom before we turn us all up the road.
Okay, we said the good stuff now. Let's see how we tormented those two guys.
Oh, yeah, I used to throw snowballs at their door when we were up their screen door.
Under the great Barbara, they was about half a crop. And we
All the time.
throw stuff at them and aggravate them. They get up and run after us and run us up the road. But we come back down and do the same thing.
I used to get up every Sunday morning and I'd get out and they would give me a quarter to bring them the newspaper home. I'd go to church and Sunday school. Then I'd look at the newsstand and papers were 15 cents and I'd have 10 cents to spend for candy. And I used to get out there every Sunday and get a quarter or something to bring them the newspaper.
You remember when I got that coat off of Jim and Alan? I aggravated them to death. He had that shiny, it was black and silver. It had something about the war or something on it.
Jim was in the army.
Yeah, I aggravated them to death until one day they finally said, shut the hell up, and they gave me the coat and took it. And I had it for years.
Yeah, I remember when Alan died and we went up there. Jim always called Alan the kid. And we went up there and he said, the kid's dead. The kid died. That's all he would say, the kid died. Yeah, they were pretty close. But Jim went to the army. I remember.
Oh, yeah, they were always.
And Aunt Luella, she went on parole too. She would tell you all kinds of stuff. And I remember I don't know how old I was, and Aunt Luella, she was up at the house, and she wanted me to go home with her, and I went home with her that night. Oh my God, I thought Jim's mom and daddy gave me away. I stayed with her one night, but boy, the next day I beat her up the road.
Was she really in bed in the room? Aunt Luella?
Yeah.
Or were they just making it up that she was back there?
No, she was sickly.
She's in that bed for a good
I was never back there. They always said about, she was back there in bed or whatever. And always curious because they always said they wouldn't let you back. But I was just wondering if she was really back there or.
Or when we was hitting the house with snowballs, they thought it was an omen, and she would get died.
Yeah, they thought she was. They had a big pit in their living room. It wasn't up against the wall, and that's where they kept a lot of their groceries and candy and everything. Then when we would get down there, and then Jim would get back in there. He always had lozenges. He always gave us lozenges. He went beyond that pit and give us candy.
What year did the last one of these leave the mountain?
I just felt that. He said he had to tear the house down to get me out. After we was moved out though, they wanted the house tore down and his uncle went and tore the house down.
You don't remember what year that was?
No, we got married in 61, so it's been probably 62, 3.
We still have.
Was it still there when you graduated, Clarence?
Huh?
The house, was it still there when you
Yeah.
graduated?
Oh yeah, it was still there.
That was 63.
I have some pictures at home of the old house.
Yeah.
Pictures of it. When the kids were little.
I remember when the fair had the music, they used to watch that stuff there.
The what?
Fair, when they worked up there.
Huh? The field.
Yeah, in the
The
field.
field, yeah.
We used to go clear up the top of the field above the house. We could see the fireworks out at the fairground there.
Yeah, yeah. Current and great.
Hey, Mom. Mom, say that louder. What are you saying? You had fruit trees there? What'd you say? You had fruit trees there?
Plum trees and
Cherry trees.
there's big cherry trees above the house, and then we had purple and yellow plums, and then there was
We had currants and we had
Grapes,
grapes.
we had a little grape
Yeah.
arbor there.
Yeah, it was everything. Yeah, rhubarb.
It was,
Then we have pear tree out in the field.
yeah,
Pear
and the
tree.
apple tree was right in the yard.
Yeah.
The apple tree was right in the
Yeah,
yard.
where we had that swing,
Yeah, we had that swing.
good old swing.
I remember
Huh?
tree, when that post, didn't you try to graft another tree or something that one time on it?
I think we did, yeah.
Wait a minute.
That it was massive.
Then we used to sweep out the yard, snakes and everything crawling around. I wonder we didn't wake up some morning with a snake in them. And me, being the last boy, I was the only one at home, all the others was girls. Me and the broom got to be a real good friend.
Who's that?
A broom, I rode around the house
Oh my gosh.
on my horse. Because there was no other boys to play with, so I got my broom out, rode around.
We played marbles too.
Yeah, we played marbles too. Then we used to have the beggar one.
Did she teach you how to play 52 pickup? Did you taught me?
Yeah.
Oh, we played that.
Now pick him up all you do. But he would get pissed when you play hangman. He told me how hangman.
Yeah.
And one time I really, because he was like older than me.
That was a hard
And
game.
I stumped him because we was in there at the piano.
Yeah.
Hangman.
Well, hey, let's give them a
I spelled the
hand
word
for all their
Kleenex off the
answering
box.
questions.
Yeah, I said, hey, he was